Hey guys, welcome back and thanks for hanging in there. It's been a long journey and I must commend you have been so persistent and thanks for coming all the way up to this point, and I hope you find all my lectures comprehensive. If you have any questions, please drop them on the Slack channel. I'm always available to attend to your questions and observations. So today we are going to be talking about some common operations and the group by functions in Pandas. So we are going to be using our exam scores data frame that we've used earlier in our previous tutorials. So let's just check the head again just to know the type of data we're working with. So here we just have the gender, the race, the lunch, the test preparation, math score, reading score, and writing score. So if we look at this, some of these features, you would notice that some of them are categorical variables and some of them are numerical variables. Looking at these categorical variables, let's take gender for example. There are some operations that we can perform on gender. We may want to find out the number of unique values that we have in our gender. So I can say unique, that is the unique values we have. So you see, it returns an array. We have male and female, so we have just two values. So we can also look for the number. We can say n unique, so the number of unique values, so it will return 2. So we can do that also for all other categorical variables. I can do the same for race, ethnicity, number of unique. You see, we have 5. Let's look at them individually and let's say unique. So you see, we have group B, C, D, E, and group A. So we can also check for lunch as well. Lunch. We just have just 2, standard and free or reduced. You can also check for test preparation course. I hope I spelled this correctly. So we have just none and completed. So those are the various ways by which this is how we can check the number of unique values. So this n unique will only give us the number of unique values, but it will not give us how it is distributed among in our data set. So a way to check how it is distributed is to use the value count. So we can say gender.value count and we'll see how it is distributed. So you see that we have female and we have 502, male 459 values. So we have 552 females and 498 males. We can also do the same for, let's say, race and ethnicity, just to know how these values are distributed. So you see, we have group C as the highest ethnicity and group A being the least ethnicity. So this will just give you some ideas and probably insights that you can draw from your data set. So this is just some of the operations. Now to explore further, you can now group your data set based on this categorical variable. So Pandas has a group by function that can let you aggregate your data set and draw some insights. So it is called the group by function. So I can say group by gender. So it's going to group my data by gender, and I want to select, and I want the math score, and it should do a count function for me. So a count, it will just count the number of observations that are available for this math score. So that is, so we have 502 and 498. I can also perform an aggregation like a mean. So to group by gender and calculate the mean. So it will group by gender, it will group female aside, male aside. So all the values for math score for the females, this is their mean. All the values for the gender, for the male gender, this is the mean. So here I can derive an insight that the male value for the math score is higher than the female value because the mean value is 69 and the mean for the female is 64. I can also check the maximum value, and see the maximum value for females is 99 and males we have 100. I can also check the minimum score, and you see we have 23 for female and 15 for male. So I can check for, I can group by other things as well. I can group by race to look at the race that performed best, ethnicity, math score, and the maximum, the race that has the maximum value, the maximum score, the maximum math score. So you see we have group A, C, D, and E. All of them have students that scored 100%, except for group B that has 96 as their maximum score. I can also check the minimum for the race. So group C has the student with the minimum score, with the least score. So I can also check the mean to see how well they performed on the average. So group E appears to be the race with the highest score. So these are questions that you will be asked when you are given a data set to analyze. These are business questions. These are the questions that will be asked, and you need to just figure a way out to use. And the group by functions offer tons of resources for you to manipulate and rearrange your data set just to answer questions that will let you draw insights from your data set. So you can also group by, let's group by the launch. You can group by the launch, and from there we can draw insights and make conclusions that you can draw insights from the launch. And then you see we have the standard, those students that have access to standard launch having a higher mean score than those students that have free or reduced lunch. So from this data set, from this analysis, we can draw an insight that students should be given access to more standard lunch so as to enhance their performance in their math score. So this is just the logic of data analysis. You should be able to answer questions and analyze data sets and just draw insights. So you can also check the parental level of education and see if it affects. You can say group by parental level of education, and then let's group by this. So here we have master's degree having the highest mean, which of course would make more sense because the higher degree a parent has, the higher influence it is more likely it will have on their children. So all these are insights that you can derive from your data set using the group by function. It's not just limited to this count, mean, and maximum. You can also do value count. You can sort your index, and you can do tons of things with it. So this is just the basics, and I will leave you to it to just practice and explore more. I would attach this data set to the Slack channel so you can practice more, and that will be all for the group by function of Pandas. See you in the next tutorial.